I'm on my way to go and meet a family who describe themselves as being unconventional. My understanding at this point is that the kids don't go to school, they're not homeschooled. I think it's child-led parenting. No rules, very loose. They'll eat when they want, go to sleep when they want. They don't vaccinate their kids.
The Allen family gained notoriety after their young daughter wet herself on live television when they were discussing their controversial lifestyle. This prompted a huge backlash with criticism from members of the public on how they parent their kids. I want to find out their reasons behind this no-rules approach to family life, and if there is some value in rejecting the traditional parenting norms.
I was a bit of a nightmare when I was younger. So I suppose there's an argument to be had that actually, even if you are brought up in a conventional household, maybe that parenting doesn't work. Hello!
Hi. Hello!
How are you?
Good, thank you. You?
I'm all right, Ty. Yeah, thank you. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? Are you okay? How are you? I'm Stacey.
Hello,
Lovely
Adele.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Really good. Hello, mate.
Hello,
How are you?
nice to meet you.
Stacey. How'd you do?
Matt. Very
good.
good.
To see you, Matt. Hello.
Here, do you want me to say that for you?
Do you mind?
Yeah, I'll take it upstairs for you as well.
Thank you. Hello, mate. How are you? What's your name?
Ulysses.
Ulysses?
Yeah.
Oh, nice to see you. Who's your oldest?
He's the oldest, yeah. This one out here's the middle.
You coming in, Star Bear?
Tell the lady your name.
What's your name?
Stop.
Ostara. That's a pretty name. How long have you lived here?
I think this is 3 on to 4 weeks.
Oh, this is a brand new house for you.
This is brand new, yeah.
Can I have a look around your new house?
But if you come up,
Yeah, yeah,
upstairs.
yeah.
You want to go upstairs first? Okay.
Because
Which is your
my
room?
room's completely blue.
Oh, I can see. Is it your favourite colour?
And Stacey, we'll be doing this bed up for you on the top. You're on the loft bunk tonight. Is that cool?
Okay? Yeah, cool.
Yeah?
Yeah. I won't go through it, will I? I'm not too heavy.
No. I've been on there,
I've been on a bunk bed for years.
And so this is where all the sleeping is done.
Oh, I see. So the whole family sleeps in this room together?
Yeah.
Yuli, do you sleep in this bed with Dad?
Yes.
This one?
Yeah, on this side.
You sleep on that side. And where do you sleep, baby? In this one?
Here.
With Mummy?
Yeah. And baby.
And baby?
Yuli, how long do you intend on co-sleeping in here?
Whatever.
See, so now he's going to his head forever, whereas Ostara's already turned around saying, maybe next door. So we'll ask that question, for example, maybe even 6 months down the line, and the answer will change. But the key is no rush on it. So allowing him to have that time and space to go through that motion.
Got you. Do you two ever get the time together? Just you and Adele? I mean, you must do, because you've got 3 children.
Yeah.
We had our own time before kids and we'll get it again after. There's kind of a realisation that parenthood is meant to be a bit about sacrifice to a certain extent. And I think, if the more you can relax into that, the less stressful it is for everyone.
I mean, both Mum and Dad seemed sort of pleasant enough, right? Really friendly, sort of opened the door, come on in, showed me round.
Who's going to fight me?
The kids are animated. Kids are kids, aren't they? So there's always something going on, or, it can always... Hello, mate.
Hello.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Do you need me?
No.
Okay. What you got? Oh, mushrooms, broccoli.
No, that's Brussels sprouts.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me have a look. What's your favourite flavour crisps? Yuli?
Well, he's on food time now.
Oh, really?
He might go quiet.
Oh, really? Will I leave you to have your food? Okay. What are the kids having?
Stara's got a bowl of broccoli and some monster munch. Uly's got
That
his
famous combo.
the one that you come across everywhere. And then Uly's is even better. It's Brussels sprouts, mushrooms, chlorella tablets, and a bag of crisps.
It's the new cheese and pineapple. Where were you before? How did you find yourself here?
Well, the journey of Brighton has been an interesting one. We went down the private renting route, and we were in a private rented one-bed flat in Brighton for 6 years. And the stories are that we upset the neighbours, and there's no two ways about it. There was a little bit of upset because we do things differently and all that sort of jazz.
So were you evicted?
We were evicted, and this time we did decide to go down social housing route. And
I grew up on social housing. So, you know, until I was maybe 16, 17, we're on estates the whole time. There's a lot I miss about it.
And I grew up as well myself, council, and when we were younger as well, we got repossessed and went through emergency accommodation and then back into social housing. And so I've experienced it both as a child growing up and then as an adult. It's going for a bounce, aren't you, Star?
Although it's a normal school day for most children, for 8-year-old Yuli and 4-year-old Ostara, it seems like play is the #1 priority.
So my understanding is that homeschooling and unschooling, they're two different things.
Yes, homeschooling is taking the school curriculum or the structure and just bringing it into the home, whereas unschooling is child-led learning. You're not providing them with a set curriculum, but you're following their lead in what they want to learn about. Their syllabus is created by them, really, whatever they take an interest to, and then we provide the resources and the opportunities to explore that.
So you don't go to school, Yuli?
No.
Tell me why you don't go to school.
I don't know.
You don't like it, doesn't want to. He has had the choice and he's chosen not to.
So in terms of literacy, numeracy, things like that, are you sitting down with them Monday to Friday and going through times tables, spellings?
No, I mean, since about 7, we've been doing a little bit of formal learning, but still he's just more of a doer for learning. He likes to get out there and do things, yeah.
Can you read?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, we're learning, aren't we?
Can you spell your name?
No.
No.
I've only been here an hour, and their relaxed and no-rules approach to the parenting norms has already left me with questions.
There's so much to unpick, there's so much to discuss. I've got the whole weekend.
Get you.
There's one Ostara. Look. You see?
It's Friday evening, and I'm a guest in the Allen household,
I found one.
who believe in a no-rules parenting approach to family life, rejecting more traditional routines and structure.
What are you cooking, Matt?
You might recognise some ingredients in there. Do you recognise any of them?
Is that what you've just picked? So Matt, how do meal times work? There's obviously not a set in stone time.
No, definitely no set in stone time. It's they come and say they're hungry.
I mean, is it important for you guys to sit down all together every now and then and eat, or that's not something that's a priority for you?
Nah. If you're into something that you're really enjoying being in it, you don't want to all of a sudden turn around. I used to hate it when my mum used to shout out to us while we were in the middle of a fantastic game, go, "Come on, kids, in you come, dinner time." I'd be like, or even worse, one of your friends being pulled away for the same thing. You
Oh
were
God,
like,
I was the total opposite.
Oh,
I was
hated
out
it.
on the square, sort of out on the green or whatever. My mum would be like, dinner. I'd be like, bye.
Oh no, I hated it. I'd be like, boom.
If there was ever a day where they just weren't hungry and they didn't want to eat at all, would you try and encourage them to, or would you just leave them to their own
I'm a big
devices?
fan of fasting. Even the dog does it sometimes himself. Like that dog loves his food, but equally some days have passed whereby which he's just left his food bowl full all day and has decided not to touch it.
What do you reckon? When do you fancy going to bed? Are you tired?
No.
No. I thought that might be the answer.
It's past 8 o'clock, and as sleep seems to be the last thing on the kids' minds, I'm intrigued to find out if the relaxed, child-led parenting style extends from the daytime to night.
And I imagine there's no sort of nighttime, bedtime routines, so getting in the bath, hair washing, doing your teeth.
Yep, no, none of that. It's every night is again different. Some nights there is a bath, other nights there's not. Normally Ostara would just turn around and say I'm ready for bed, and then she'd go and take herself off to sleep. And then it'll be me and Yuli, and then he'll turn around. Well, normally it's actually me who turns around and says it's time for me to go to bed, and he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to bed as well.
Welcome, friends. Don't be slow. Step right up to the nonsense show. I think the bunny rabbit's saying that in his high heels. He tried his hardest every way to win a golden star.
Day.
Oh, you're right. You're totally right.
I gotta breathe. But I don't.
Brilliant. Neither can I, seemingly. We're in the same boat, Yuli.
I've chosen one.
Okay, is yours a boy?
No, it's yours again.
So it's 9:10. Kids are still up, but it's just, you know, very relaxed. Anything goes, whatever you want to do, kids. We're sort of dancing to your theme tune.
Is this past your bedtime?
This is way past my bedtime. You know, I'm not come to light if I'm in bed at 7 p.m. Adele's just taken Star up to her bed. She was really trying to fight it, but she's nodding off. I think Yuli's up for a couple of hours still. I mean, this is every child's dream, isn't it? To just be allowed to do whatever you want and go to bed whenever you like. When you're that age and your mum's like, right, you're off to bed, you're having a bath and you're going to bed, you're like, no, please. You're so desperate to fight it. I need to drink, I've got a headache, I feel sick. He doesn't have to ever come up with them excuses to relax.
Good night.
It's almost 11 o'clock, and Yuli's finally decided he's ready to go to sleep. In a bed he shares with his dad, Matt.
What are the positives, in your opinion, sleeping with your children?
From Adele's perspective, I suppose more than mine, is that she hasn't got to get out of bed to go and feed Kai at this moment, or before when it was Yuli, or before when it was Ostara. Instead, she can just roll over and feed her as and when she needs to, and then they both kind of roll back to sleep. It's quite an interesting thing to observe. It's nice having that closeness and that connection, but I suppose in many respects it's just very practical, and it's comforting.
Today has been really interesting, actually. You know, clearly there's lots of things, as I anticipated, that we don't necessarily see eye to eye on. But they're very willing to explain where they're coming from and what they think works for them as a family. You can't deny that there is so much love in this house, and I suppose ultimately that's the most important thing. It's totally different to how I was raised, of course. It's just everything they say, I suppose. I've experienced the opposite. I'm gonna go through it. That's it, oh my God. It's Saturday morning.
Oh, God. Morning.
Hey.
How'd you sleep?
Yeah, I slept fine. I can sleep anywhere.
As I'm spending my weekend in a child-led household, I want to speak to the kids to find out what's in store for the day.
Morning.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Yuli? All right, mate, how are you?
Okay.
Hello, Star. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Did you have a nice sleep?
Yeah.
What are you going to tell Mum and Dad you want to do today?
Dad doesn't want to do anything. Nothing. Dad doesn't want to do nothing.
Nothing. Just going to play all day.
Yes.
Good for
Yes,
you,
right,
Steph.
she's under the cover.
Have you had your breakfast?
She said she has pizza.
You had pizza?
Yeah.
Did ya? For your breakfast?
Yeah. What is happening?
See you, Adele.
See you later, Dale.
I'm joining Matt, Ulysses and Ostara on a trip to their allotment.
I'm quite relaxed. Yeah, I should invest in an allotment.
I know you're a fan of trying new things, so there you go. Just smell it first and have a guess.
Oh.
Oh yeah, oh, you're on the right letter to begin the name of it. Stay with that O and see where it takes you.
Olive oil.
It goes with olive oil. You would actually put olive oil with this in some of your cuisines. But think herb. Think along the same family as basil. What goes with basil? What goes with thyme? I'm thinking basil, thyme, and yeah, it's there.
Oregano.
Oregano. Yeah.
Fantastic.
As the family have recently moved into a 3-bed council house, I'd like to know how they manage their finances, especially as Adele is a full-time mum and Matt works just a few hours a week as a yoga instructor.
So the hope, Matt, is to eventually grow all of your own vegetables, all of your own fruit.
To supplement.
I would imagine it's quite expensive to feed a family of 5.
Yes. I mean, it takes all of our money pretty much.
How do you do it all, Matt? Is it all benefits?
Mostly, but we claim the very bottom line, so i.e. just housing benefit, and then you get child tax credit, which everybody gets anyway. And that's it, which is why it's, I think, if I check in on it, it works out at £190 a week. Do we feel as though we're abusing the system? I really honestly don't think we are, because we have a minimalist impact on society in many respects with regards to use of social systems.
Schools, the NHS.
Schools, the NHS. We save money on that. Adele didn't have births at hospitals, so she saved money on that, and it all adds up. So in our own unique, weird, wonderful way, we've balanced the book.
You think it's justified that they pay the rent? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying it's justified that they pay the rent, but I am saying that it is that situation at the moment. It is what it is.
I can hear people saying, you know, we would all love to spend more time at home with our kids. Of course we would, but that's not realistic. If you're fit and able-bodied, you have to go out and earn a living to pay the bills, to take care of the kids that you've made.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to them?
Spend more time with your kids. It's simple. I have no intention of 45, 55-hour week working. It's just not in my psyche. Maybe when these guys are all grown up and they go out, then I'll happily do that because I'll have the spare time to do it. But at this moment, it is me taking responsibility for their health and their well-being because I am there. And so rather than going out to work and earning money, I'm at home working with my children. I just don't get paid for that.
And you're saying, look, just spend more time with your kids, but that suggests that every single family in the UK would be relying on the system to pay all of their rent.
And wouldn't that cause a change? Wouldn't that cause us to have to look at society in a different way? Not in the current system, no, but this is what change is all about. Change is to turn around saying, "Cool, blimey, if we did all of a sudden shift in that way, we'd have to make changes."
So you want total revolution?
I'd love a total revolution.
There are lots of lovely things about this family. There's so much I don't agree with. I think it's admirable that he wants to spend so much time with his kids. But he also has to accept that he does take a lot from a system that he says he doesn't agree with and he believes is completely flawed.
I don't want those.
No, she wants these.
I'm halfway through my stay with the Allen family.
Right, down you go then, Ulybug.
Ready?
I'm on dog duty.
Be careful, he likes the pool.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm all right.
As part of their lifestyle, Matt and Adele have opted to unschool their kids, which means that the children decide what they want to learn by following their own interests.
So in terms of what we're doing now, would you say that you are teaching them things? This is what unschooling looks like?
Unschooling isn't so much as teaching, it's about recognising the fact that children learn best through play and exploration. So they're self-taught and it's very organic and natural, the learning.
So what do you imagine he's learning now, for example?
At the moment, he's exercising his body, which is great, out in nature. And he's actually just learning about himself, most importantly, about his own limits. You know, what makes him happy, what makes him feel healthy.
Look over here, there's some sycamore.
Do you like looking at the plants?
A little bit.
Little
Julie,
bit.
what one's this?
Hawthorn? You can eat hawthorn leaves.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
It's easy to see that there is a positive side to unschooling.
And so you're starting to see that they just lose themselves. So he just now goes off and immerses himself into it, and you'll see him crouching down on the floor, and it might be for anything, for bugs or finding shells or whatever. And so again, it's just that curiosity to explore.
And how do you hope this will help him going forwards? How do you imagine what he's learning here will help him as an adult?
Being adaptable to changing environments, for starters, and being ready to act as that unfolding takes place. So you only get one opportunity, for example, in the year to harvest blackberries. So you've got to be ready for that harvest. And so it teaches you preparation. And so that's the change in landscape. Now get used to the fact that sometimes something may not be as it appears.
Right.
So it's working on all of these subtle teachings.
Clearly, Matt and Adele have taken the time to try and figure out what works for them as a family, and they truly in the heart of hearts believe that their kids are taking a lot from being in the woods.
It's not a bad view, is it, from up here? We've got the sea, you get to see the whole city. So there you go, you can turn this into a geography lesson, if you so wished.
Yeah.
And orienteering.
Do I think this is a decent alternative to conventional schooling? No. I don't get it at all at this point.
After seeing how unschooling works, I want to find out why Adele opted out of giving her kids a traditional education.
How were you brought up, Adele? Because I think that's really interesting, because you went to school and it was all sort of fairly straightforward.
Yeah, I just always remember like enjoying little aspects of it, but always feeling that I couldn't really express creativity, and I just wanted more freedom. I feel like a lot of what I learnt was a waste of time.
Really?
Personally, yeah. I would have liked to learn a lot more life skills, growing your own food, how to build things, things that make you self-sustainable rather than dependent again on that system that's feeding you. I did a degree in Spanish and linguistics. Have I used it? No, it's a waste of time. What I did get good out of it is I went travelling and did a year volunteering in orphanages and things.
I've learnt loads from travelling as well.
Yeah, travelling's definitely been my best teacher, which is why ultimate aim would be to world school these guys and travel around with them when they're all a bit older. That's
that on the
one of our
cards?
dreams. Yeah, I think so in the future. Obviously, homeschooling or home education lends itself to world travelling, because you can be off for a few months here and there and exploring and learning from different cultures, which I think is very good way to learn for children and adults alike.
Every other 8-year-old I've met that goes to sort of mainstream school can write their name and they can read certain books, and your boy can't.
Yeah, but what's it stopping him from doing other than
We
meeting
don't know,
test
do we?
requirements?
Because he's not grown yet. So
No.
it might get to the stage where, I don't know, he's 13, 14, he still can't write, he still can't read. And then that does limit what he can do going forward into a career.
I don't know any home-educated children that go past the teenage phase and don't pick up the literacy skills.
So that will be a priority for you, because it doesn't feel like it is at the minute.
At the minute, no, there's no hurry, because he's only 8 years old and it's absolutely fine for him to take his time picking up those skills. So that's why it's not urgent right now.
Are the other kids being given a bit of a head start?
Earlier is not better. And they've proven this in numerous studies, that actually the children that are put into education settings younger and younger now, it's not improving their performance overall later on. And the children in Europe that are starting school at 7 years plus, they're not any more behind. In fact, they're often excelling more.
I think leaving it to the child to decide when they want to entertain formal education is... I don't think it's that responsible. Because what if he gets to 14, 15, he still doesn't want to learn those things? Then in a situation where we've got a child approaching 16 and they can't read a sign, they can't read a text message, they can't apply for a driving licence, all of these things. They're not my kids, And they're doing what they think works for them as a family.
It's evening, and eating together as a family isn't something the Allens observe. So, in keeping with that, I've helped myself to dinner for one.
I'm just putting the porridge on to soak for tomorrow.
So what's our plan for tomorrow morning?
Oh, it's a good one, Stacey. It's a good one. By 7 o'clock, we will be down at Brighton seafront, ready to enjoy possibly a fire, but definitely a dip in the sea.
Oh, sounds lovely.
It is.
I actually can't think of anything worse.
But it's the best thing ever.
I'll be there with you, but maybe not in the sea. Julie, see you in the morning. Night, Matt. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's scary.
It's almost 10 p.m, and whilst 8-year-old Yuli stays up playing, I'm off to bed.
Morning, Adele.
Hello.
Are you alright? Yeah, good actually.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Hey, Poppy.
We've done the dog walk, haven't we?
Have you? You've been out already?
Yeah, it's a bit windy out there.
It's so cold, right? It's just me and you this morning, Matt. Some have drawn the short straw. Okay.
Every weekend, Matt meets up with a group of friends to go for an early morning swim.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Stacey. How'd you do? Nice to see you. Hello, you okay? Nice to see you.
You live in Brighton?
I did actually for a really long time.
Oh, you don't now?
I'm back in London now.
Oh, I see, right, yeah.
But I do love it. I love Brighton. Yeah, I think it's amazing. Yeah, I felt really lucky when I was here. Actually, because of the water. Not that I ever went in it, but...
Despite today's rain and 30-mile-an-hour winds, the group go in whatever the weather.
Come on, Stacey.
Absolutely not. Sure.
Not in attendance.
I can't think of anything I'd least rather do. Honestly. I can see why people really get into it. It's really quite exhilarating, isn't it? Get up in the morning, feel like you're ready to take on the day. Look at Matt. What do you make of his style of parenting? So the kids don't go to school, they're unschooled.
Yeah.
And there's no rules. Don't vaccinate the kids.
Ooh, that's controversial.
Yeah.
And the vaccination thing I'm very passionate about. I think you should vaccinate children, but people have their own way. Are we going to legalise it that they have to do it? How are we going to enforce that?
Why do you think it's so important to vaccinate your kids?
Because if you don't, we've seen recently there's been children in the news that have got measles and died.
How was your swim?
Amazing. Although it weren't much of a swim, it was more getting thrown about by the sea. So,
Ready to go and seize the day, Matt?
ready to go and seize the day. All right, team.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you.
After hearing the opinions from others at the beach, I want to find out the reason behind Matt and Adele's controversial decision to avoid conventional medicine.
Ew, but I like sweet, so I'll put sweet
Adele. It feels to me like you are doing everything that you believe is best for your children. Mm-hmm. You take into consideration their health, their well-being, how you think they're going to grow, which means you've made quite radical decisions in terms of not vaccinating your children.
Yes, that's correct.
They've never had a jab in their lives.
Never, never. We believe that the children are born with everything they need, a working immune system. And yes, it's immature, but that's why you then breastfeed them, because you're passing on your antibodies. And we also expose them to dirt and nature, which improves immunity, having a pet dog in the house, because it's that exposure to the natural bacteria in the environment that helps develop that immune system.
Lots of medical experts say people like you are risking your children's lives to get your ideals across.
There are also lots of medical experts that don't get talked about in the mainstream that disagree with that point too. It all comes back down to the money in the end, and this is a big industry, you know, drugs and medicine. It's a huge industry, it funds a lot, and you know, that point of view threatens that market. So at the end of the day, it's kept quiet. Money speaks, you know.
Are you ignorant? Are you deluded?
No, I think I'm very well researched, and on social media I love to share with people that are genuinely open and interested. And I will always provide references from scientific people. There's plenty of people in the scientific community that come at this perspective from a different angle to the mainstream.
You said yesterday, well, do you know what, Stacey, I would love to take the kids and travel extensively, take them all around the world.
Yeah.
Would you take your children to continents like Africa, Central and South America without being vaccinated?
The natural remedies in that locale to maintain our health.
Would you give them malaria tablets if they went to Africa?
No, I wouldn't give malaria tablets. But I'd use natural repellents, and I would extensively research it before going, and find an alternative route to the tablets.
God, that really frightens me, Adele. I know they're not my children, they're your babies, but I've been in hospitals and I've seen children die because they haven't had the medicine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying that drugs, they're not the only path to good health. I extensively research and find the best method I consider to have the least side effects to help manage our health. Hey, honey. You okay, sausage?
I find it really hard to listen to somebody, in my opinion, be so irresponsible. I think she has this very romantic vision of her and her family sort of floating through the world and, you know, bare feet on the ground and soaking up all the cultures. But it's so unrealistic. You know, you cannot take your kids to certain parts of the world with no protection. I appreciate her hearing me out, and I am listening to her answers, but there's very little that we tend to agree on. I mean, yeah, we're not on the same page, we're not in the same book, in the same library. What are you having?
These.
Oreo ice cream. Have you tried it before?
Yes.
You like it?
Yeah.
I'm staying over with the Allen family, who believe in child-led parenting.
Go on then, you can have a juice.
You've had ice cream for your breakfast, lunch, and you're having it for dinner. It's the dream, isn't it, as a 4-year-old?
I've had some difficult conversations with the family over the weekend, but I want to understand how they came to choose this way of life.
When you found out Ulysses was on his way, did you both sit down and have a very clear, frank discussion? Right, we want to parent him this way, we're going to turn our back on everything conventional.
Yes, we realised we were going to go the opposite way. Was there an actual specific conversation? No, it was more this willingness to walk into the unknown. This willingness to turn around and say, okay, if not that way, then what's the other choice? What's the other options? And then they just started popping up. You meet people, you talk to people, they do this, they do that. I get influenced by that, inspired by this. And then, you know, before you know it, you look back, as I say, on this person of 10 years ago, and you go, oh my gosh.
Do you understand where people are coming from that fundamentally disagree with how you choose to parent your kids?
Yeah, because I would have fundamentally disagreed with this.
Isn't that mental?
It is, it's absolutely crazy. None of this was exposed to me when I was a child and shown that way. It just wasn't something that was done in good old Watford.
So when Watford's not far from Luton.
Yeah,
so
and it definitely wasn't done in Luton, was it?
So when I stand here and voice my concerns, and I accept that they're not my children, but when I voice my concerns, or I say, I don't necessarily agree with this, I think you're wrong on that, you don't feel offended, you don't feel like I'm attacking you.
No.
You like to have these kinds of conversations.
I love to have these conversations, and I love to shed light on it.
It's weird because we've come from very similar places, Matt and I. He's from Watford, I'm from Luton, so it's super close. Sort of fast forward 20, 30 years and we're both in very different places now with a different set of beliefs and different values and different opinions.
It is actually funny, you being a Luton girl.
I used to think I was so fancy if I went to Watford or Milton Keynes for a night out.
Oh, the good old days.
I can't remember that club I used to go to in Watford. It's on
Destiny.
the corner. Oh my God, I'm dead. Destiny.
You know.
I find it really hard to imagine you in Destiny. Given the man that you are now, is such a leap. You never know how the weekend is going to play out, right? If you're going to see eye to eye or, you know, you're really not going to gel. I think Adele is very definite about how she wants to raise her kids, and I don't agree with a lot of what she says, but I respect the fact that she has the balls to say those things, and they have been criticised so heavily in the past. I think it's courageous to say, yeah, come in, let's have a chat.
Good morning, Stacey. How are you?
Here he is, all right.
Yeah, did you sleep okay?
I did actually, did you?
Got woken up by the dog on several occasions.
Over the weekend, I've learnt the Allens truly believe in their alternative lifestyle.
Take that off and then you can see. You want to see.
But I can't help wonder if their extreme parenting choices have come at a cost.
Look, ant on a stone. Empty that ant.
Are your family on board? Are they supportive?
I'm not so close with my mum. We're very different personalities. I'm very freedom-loving, free range, about trusting the process. And I guess maybe whatever's happened in her childhood and bringing her up to her adult life made her a little bit more scared of things. And so she's a little bit more on the fear control spectrum, so it's just the two conflict.
When was the last time your mother saw the kids?
Probably when Ulysses was young, which was, hang on, maybe when he was about 4 or 5, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so she's only really had a relationship with Uli so far.
She's not met Ostara?
Not yet, no.
Does she miss the kids?
I should imagine so, yeah. But we've tried to build bridges, and then it's just not worked out well. So we decided it's better for the kids not to feel the friction, and then as and when they ask to see her, of course they can. Like everything else, it's child-led. If they want to do it, we will facilitate it.
Well, I do really appreciate, Adele, you opening the doors, because I'm sure, you've been so criticised in the past, so you don't know what to expect, you don't know what I'm going to ask. So it's very courageous, actually, and, I don't take it for granted.
Thank you. We've enjoyed having the experience too. It's another part of our homeschooling, actually, having the film experience.
Get your home back.
That's it.
I'm pleased I came. It's really, really important, in my opinion, to surround yourself with people who think differently to you, vote differently to you, have a different sort of set of beliefs. Because then you're forced to challenge, what do I really think? And this family certainly have made me do that. I assumed the kids would be wild and might have been badly behaved because no rules exist. Actually quite the opposite. I'm going.
Lovely to have you here, Stacey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. The things that I imagine I would prioritise as a parent, they just clearly don't exist here.
Have a lovely day and all the best.
Until next time.
Enjoy your next adventure.
Thank you. I'll see you later.
You're going to wave, big wave goodbye.